in a small team. You're together. You live together. You work together. You bleed together. In some cases, you die together, right? And like that builds these bonds of camaraderie.
Friendship. How do you define friendship? And this is not my words. This is a good friend of mine's words. A friend is someone that you call up and say, bring guns and money, and they say when and where.
Every military guy I talk to has a version of that.
Yeah.
Which is like, we're gonna bring the shovels. We're gonna dig a ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you know who to trust.
Yeah. How do you maintain friendship, and how does the military help facilitate that so that as you grow older, it doesn't end? You don't just drop them.
To simplify it, there's physical health, there's mental health, and there's social health.
Yes.
And so you can wrap a lot into mental health, emotional health, all those types of things. But physical health is foundational in the Army, and it's very much tied to how you feel as well, right? If you are physically healthier and stronger, that's better than being physically weaker. Like this is just so, what's your step count? What's your how are you maintaining your machine? How are you taking care of yourself? Then you start to look at, what's your screen time, right? How much time are you spending outdoors? Like these fundamentals that are so tied to us. Because to form friendships, you have to take care of yourself first. I mean, without being selfish in a pejorative sense,
Sure.
You have to take care of yourself. And so to do that, then you spend time with people in the real world. And you say you can never be part of this, there's this group that we joined a long time ago, but that's not as important as what we're doing now and what we're gonna do forward to pay that forward. So every weekend, we meet on my driveway with people from my neighborhood. We do some push-ups and some, squats or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? It's like when we're done.
Sandbags, by the way.
Yeah,
There's
with
a couple
sandbags.
of them down over here.
And then we talk to each other. We just drink a couple cold beers of freedom, well-earned, and talk to each other. And so there's no blueprint that the Army just gives you and says, hey, do this for a productive life. You see what matters. You're in a small team. You're together. You live together. You work together. You bleed together. In some cases, you die together, right? And like that builds these bonds of camaraderie. And so why can't we have that? I mean, Fight Club, go read the book. It's everything is becoming truer and truer. And you have to find people in the real world. The word friendship has been bastardized on social media platforms. Those aren't friends. Social media is a forum. It's not a community. Communities are in the real world. Friends are in the real world. And if you're seeking that in your life, and all of us are, every single one of us, one of the, make him blush, but one of the toughest, most accomplished warriors of and
last 2-3 generations.
Last ever,
yeah.
Right? And it's guess what? That dude needs to be on a team. He's not just a lone ranger all the time, eating nails for breakfast and waking up and just crushing life's problems all day, every day.
Yeah.
None of us is. You need other people. And the first step is take care of yourself. The second step is admit that you need other people. And third step is have a bias for action in the real world and go get after it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, bringing up Fight Club is interesting because the writer Chuck Palahniuk used that book to work through hardship in his own life and saw community as part of that solution, which is weird because a lot of people don't look at that film in
real
that way.
World community.
Totally. Yeah. And doing something hard together. Like kicking each other's ass in that film, or whatever.
Rich talked about it.
The
You need to challenge yourself.
You talk about the community.
Yeah.
The military teaches you community. Not necessarily in a good way all the time, but it teaches you. And you come to realize that you do need others, that you can't just be by yourself. And it fosters the ability to have friendships, to deal with community-based things. Friendship, how do you define friendship? And this is not my words, this is a good friend of mine's words. A friend is someone that you call up and say, bring guns and money, and they say when and where.
Every military guy I talk to has a version of that.
Yeah.
Which is we're gonna bring the shovels. We're gonna dig a ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you know who to trust.
Yeah.